good afternoon, and welcome to yet another special edition of Island State Sports Talk. I'm your host, Earl Basting. Joining me now is the national coach of cricket, Cal Waldron. Cal, we are on the countdown to this North America Cup that will take place later this month in Cayman Islands. Can you bring us up to speed? How's training been going?
Training's been going, I would say, as good as we can be, considering that we are out of season. We were able to get up to the stadium last week and have a full day of training. We did some outdoor work with fielding, and then we were able to get into the nets and actually do some bedding and building in the nets.
Yeah, the idea of this tournament was obviously we saw the release. It was a brainchild of the Bermuda Cricket Board, but why out of season? Why if they were the brainchilds, why are we doing it out of our season as opposed to in our season?
I think the opportunity and the time presented that it was only available now. Ideally, it's nice that it is before the qualifiers. We get to look at ourselves as a team and some players. But having been arranged and having done the groundwork, we just gotta prepare as best as we can and go into the matches.
Yeah, coming off the performance at the end of last year in the qualifiers to advance to the next round. It's been a few months, but is it ideal that we played in that tournament, came back, now we had this break until now we've got to ramp up the gears to try and get ourselves prepared for this next challenge, and then things kind of taper off as team players go into their league season. Is it ideal? I mean, is it something that you would have had it been known back at the end of that last tournament that something like this was coming up, to continue that training cycle and invite other people in?
That was always the thought. When we did come back from Argentina, we made contact with all the players that didn't make that tour to ask them if they still wanted to be a part of the training program. They came back with a yes, so we went through the training regime. Fortunately, due to the circumstances of the availability of space, the training sessions were at times limited. The players were at times limited, so we just kept going. When the date of the tournament actually came, it was organized in the background without our knowledge of it. But still we were in training mode to be able to prepare ourselves for the qualifiers. And then this opportunity came up that we were able to play another series of games to help us with that qualification process.
You in this squad that's been selected, there's been some changes. Obviously, the likes of Delray comes in, going out is Trey Mendes. Also, coming in is the skipper at Southampton Rangers for last year, Dale and Richardson, among others. But looking at the nucleus of this squad, what is your expectations for Cayman Islands?
The expectations is we go down there and we be competitive first and foremost. Those that weren't able to come due to commitments, like we've got this April commitment, then we got to turn around and do June. So we knew that some guys may not be able to make both. The onus was put on the players to see which ones you want to commit to and see which ones you're able to commit to as a person, firstly, through family commitments and then through work commitments. So based around on that, we was always looking to possibly make changes, knowing that some guys may not be able to make both.
That's been a big issue for Bermuda, and I guess for other countries in our same kind of predicament of having guys that have full-time jobs and cricket is kind of a quote unquote recreational, even at the national level. But how much discussions do you have with the players, especially for the commitment of training, not just for the trip, but just training itself?
You always keep that in mind. Guys do have other commitments, do play other sports during winter time, so you have to kind of balance the training sessions out with players and individuals in mind that, some guys may not make both trainings if you're training twice a week. What's the best day to train? What's the more than ideal time to train so you can maximize on the numbers? So there's always a juggling act. It's never a cut and dry science to it. So you kind of keep things in the flux where you get the majority of the people the times you need them.
Yeah, you only got about 2 weeks before you depart. Actually, less than 2 weeks. What you got? 5 days?
We leave on Monday, 14th.
Okay, so yeah, 5 days. No chance of getting in the middle anywhere here, but you get an opportunity to play a few warm-up games before the tournament actually starts. But getting those, what when you hit the ground in Cayman, what is going to be your first emphasis? Because obviously, if you play 2 games but you want your strongest team to start, you want to give those guys the best opportunity to get those to get all the cobwebs out. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we have 2 practice matches. We go into them full steam ahead, looking at as many players as possible, many variations as possible of bowlers, batsmen. So ideally, we want to hit the ground running with these 2 matches. We have a base or a core of what we're looking at based on the outcomes of the Argentina matches. So we just have to look at how we tweak the guys that's coming in compared to the guys that weren't here or weren't available from the Argentina tour.
One thing about several things about the Argentina tour, we saw partnerships when batting and partnerships when bowling in unison kind of thing. If somebody wasn't getting wickets, they were tying somebody down, and at the other end, the person was getting the wickets. And for the batting, somebody would take the lead, and someone else would just hold their hand, just to keep wickets in the. Is that something that you've been working on? To instill in the guys' heads that cricket is about partnerships, whether you're bowling or batting?
Yeah, we've had talks with the groups. As a team, we understand where we're trying to go, what we're trying to do. We've tweaked things. We've made it manageable that the players understand what the ultimate goal is, what their role is. So as always, you support the guy that's doing it at the time, whether it's batting or bowling. The other guy up the other end is key as well, because you want to create that partnership. If you're betting that I want to stay here with him, I don't want to lose my wicket, or likewise, the guy is bowling better than me at the other end, I want to keep the runs down on my side.
We seem to have a big issue at the national level with getting caught a lot on boundaries. I guess our disadvantage is that we play on some smaller fields in Bermuda around, but when we get to the international level, we're playing at bigger fields, but we just can't seem to concentrate enough to keep the ball on the ground. At critical moments, we lose wickets to catches on the boundary. How, speaking to the guys, or even, the captain talking to the players, or, just out there reminding them that, the longer we stay here, the boundaries become that much more available. But, you're not going to be able to get them first chance up.
Yeah, I think that comes through the overall approach of how do we look at the game plan. What is the game plan? How are we looking at basing our totals, building our totals? Who are the people to hit the boundaries per se, or when do you hit the boundaries? It's not like I don't want to control you or say, don't hit the boundary, because then you and the ball is out there. If you think it's in your slot, then by all means, we're going to back you. We're going to encourage you to be the player that you can be, the player you want to be. So, it's unfortunate that we do play on smaller fields, and when we go away, it's international size fields. But it's how do we adapt quickly enough to understand that maybe I can't hit that far, but I can still run a 2. So 6 balls and over, 2 runs a ball is still 12 runs. And then you may get the odd boundary on the short or over pitch ball.
Yeah. Ideally, what is if batting first? What is a Bermuda total that you want to try to achieve just off the bat?
Looking at the scores from Argentina, our highest was 160. So anywhere above that, we've tweaked our totals, knowing that we need to be competitive with USA and Canada. So if we could get to the 180, to the 200, and then possibly 230-ish type of mark. So we have to look at the personnel that's in the team, who we're playing, and how do we go about getting to that.
One of our biggest things is psychologically. Both Canada and USA have a mental edge over Bermuda in cricket, especially at the national level. We managed to beat them maybe once or twice, or once in the tournament, and then we end up, if it's round robin, we end up losing on the back end, or if it's a one up, one down thing, we end up on the wrong end. Mentally, how do we get over this hump?
I think through playing games, you get mentally prepared better, mental tough. It boils down to the individual. If the individual wants it, feel that they can do it, they could take it on, you have to psych yourself up per se. But us as a team, you still have to go through the regiment of preparing the team, understanding what each person's role is, how do we go out there, understand the opposition we're playing against, what is it we don't want to do that will benefit them. So, it's about talking about it and then actually going out there and doing it.
Yeah. And for the coaching staff, who do you have working with you on this first tour?
At the moment, it's myself going, and there will be another little press release coming out by the cricket board, as in who will be assisting me. So I'll leave that up to them.
Oh, okay. Okay, that changes too.
Yeah, like I said, people availability and all of that. So unfortunately, we don't have the same coaching staff from Argentina. We still got the same management, and of course, Larry comes back as the physio.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, you leave on Monday and things pick up really, really quickly from there as into games. Hopefully we can get off to a good start and get over those mental humps as well as the physical and the game humps. So good luck next week. We'll be in touch, just making sure that, everybody stays healthy and happy and things fall into place.
All right. Appreciate that. Many thanks, man.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Cool.